up, guys? It's Vito, and we're back.
We are back. More importantly, Vito is back. And we're going to spend this video not eating anything, not drinking anything. But we're going to tell you what's been going on the last 9-10 days here. So, how you feeling? First of all, let's start. Vito, how are you feeling right now?
Good.
You're feeling good? You look good.
Yeah.
But you feel good, you look good, everything's okay, right? Okay. So to start off, I mean, the last time you guys saw a video, well, we had scheduled one when we were in Vegas with those chips. Which chips? Those the Lay's, the Subway chips.
The
Buffalo chicken dip, something like that.
What they were called.
Whatever it was. But anyways, the last actually video we really did was when I surprised Vito on Christmas morning with a trip to Las Vegas to see the Vegas Golden Knights hockey NHL hockey team, his favorite team. Well, how did that work out?
Not good.
I mean, it wasn't good because of COVID. They canceled the hockey game. What did we do instead? We
went to a Raiders game.
Went and saw the NFL Las Vegas Raiders. And how did that turn out?
Good.
Good. We had a good time. And what was the name of that stadium we went to? It's brand new. Allegiant Stadium. Really cool the way they have things set up in Vegas. Huge sports town there now with NFL. They're probably going to get an MLB team. The A's are probably moving over from Oakland as well. We'll see. Yep. But we had a great time. Oh, that's right. We released In-N-Out Burger. That's right. That was in Vegas. Vito got to eat In-N-Out for the first time. How cool was that?
Pretty cool.
We had a good trip. But while we were in Vegas, Vito started feeling not too good. Tell everybody how you were kind of feeling. Like what was it, Tuesday or Wednesday before we came home?
It was the night before we were coming home. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I did not. I was like sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like we came home. We flew home. Which, let me tell you, from Detroit to Las Vegas, it's normally about a 4-hour flight. 5.5 hours to get to Vegas because we were flying into a headwind. My butt was hurting so bad from that seat. But flying home, it only took 3 hours because we were riding the jet wave, or the jet stream. Anyways, we get home, we unpack. Vito's kind of like, there was a 3-hour time difference. He hadn't been eating the greatest. I mean, he had that In-N-Out, but... Yeah. And then you woke up the next day and you still weren't feeling good. You felt like you were tired, right?
Yeah.
How else were you feeling?
Tired and just not yourself. I guess weak. Very weak.
I mean, look at him. He'd be like, I was like, come on, Vito, eat something. You're like, I'm not hungry. My stomach hurts. I got a headache. Were you thirsty a lot too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that was New Year's Eve. No, well, we got home on Wednesday.
We got the
Thursday.
29th.
Yeah, we got home on the 29th. And then by New Year's Eve, I mean, he went like from this to like this where he was not looking good. And then I think I was down here watching the ball drop and then you threw up again.
Yeah.
And by Saturday, on New Year's Day, it was just like, what did you say? You're like, take me to the hospital.
Oh, yeah, I want to go to the hospital or something like that.
You said, I don't feel right. So, my wife, his mom, took him to the hospital. And they were able to quickly diagnose that he was in diabetic ketoacidosis, which means his blood sugar was really high. For those of you who are diabetics, you know what that is. And I'm going to explain a little bit about that in a minute. So they took Vito from the ER at the hospital that he went to, where my wife actually works. She's a nurse. And they put you in an ambulance. Do you remember the ambulance ride?
Yeah.
You do? Was it a cool ride? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was bumpy.
It was bumpy?
Yeah.
Did they give you a stuffed animal this time?
No.
So they put him in an ambulance. They took him downtown Detroit to Children's Hospital, which is one of the best in the state. And put him in ICU for 2 days. In ICU and then a regular room for 2 more days. And where we found out that Vito is a type 1 diabetic. And we had no idea. You had no idea. We didn't expect this. And from what the doctors had told us, completely, I mean, it's nobody's fault. I mean, it's something that happens. It's a disease. It's an autoimmune disease. It's nothing you can do to cause this. I mean, you know, not eating well or exercising or anything like that has nothing to do with it. This is completely hereditary, but it sucks. It sucks. And it's basically how they explained it is so you have a pancreas inside you which creates insulin. And what that does is that gives you insulin when you eat food. But if that pancreas is no longer working properly, you don't get that insulin. So then that blood doesn't the glucose that's in your blood, which your food creates, kind of just hangs out there. It doesn't have the insulin to take care of it. So then that builds up and builds up and builds up, and that's called high blood sugar. And then high blood sugar, if it gets too high,
and you don't feel good.
That's what happened to Vito. So he was on all sorts of IVs for days, sitting in a bed. 2 days he was pretty much comatose. The other 2 days he started feeling better, and then he wanted to get the heck out.
That is true.
So now we've been meeting with doctors, endocrinologists is what they call them, and Vito, for the rest of his life, is going to have to maintain his blood sugar. And the way you do that is you have to take artificial insulin. And Vito's going to show you a little bit about what he's going to have to do nowadays.
I have 2 bags.
He's got 2 separate bags. I mean, he literally just got out of the hospital today. We're making this video to let you guys know where we're coming from right now and where we're going. So, show him, Vito. So, first you have to test your blood sugar. And how do you test your blood sugar?
You have to poke yourself in the finger.
Yeah, so he's got this little tool, and then what you do is you dial it to how far the needle can come out, because you know it's different for every person, and you just basically put it on your finger and pull the trigger.
Yeah, you have to like pull this bottom part, and
Yeah.
then it stabs you.
Yeah, and then a little tiny drip of blood comes out, and then what you do is you grab this thing. Ugh.
Oh. Here's the numbers. The cap fell off.
Oh.
You can't really see it now.
Well, there's another one in here too. Then you've got this little meter here, and you put a little strip in here, and you drip the blood on it, and it tells you what your blood sugar is at. And then from what your blood sugar is at, then you have to decide what you're eating, and you have to count the carbs and what you're eating. So the carbohydrates is what turns into sugar. So we have a little sheet. And you have to look at the labels, or you have to look them up on the internet and find out how many carbs are in every single thing you're eating, and then you have to add that up.
Yeah.
And then Vito has to take out a pen. It's called an insulin pen, and he has to dial it, and then he has to give himself a shot of insulin every single time he eats.
Yep.
Which is lunch,
Breakfast and dinner.
breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. You also got to test your blood sugar before going to bed too.
Yeah. So that's at least like 5 times a day.
What a pain in the butt.
And so actually 6, because you have to do one every day.
Every day. Every day. Now there's new technology that's going to help with this, and as we progress through this disease, the insurance company is going to allow us to get some cool tech, which will eliminate having to do a lot of this, where Vito will have something hooked up to him, and it'll be able to monitor his blood sugar through an app on his iPhone. And so we haven't gotten to that part yet, because we've just gotten home. We're just dealing with this. So basically, anytime he eats, he has to take insulin because his pancreas isn't producing it. So going forward, what are we going to do here?
Yeah, I guess just the same.
We're going to do the same thing, because the doctor said, guys, he can live a normal life. He can keep eating the same things. Just calculate the carbs, take your shot, and in fact, we'll probably be introducing some of that in a couple of videos. We'll show you what Vito has to go through in order to eat something. However, they said, if you're just taking a bite of something, you don't have to worry too much, as long as you're not eating too much. But that's the status right now. Vito is good. He's healthy. Except he doesn't got a working pancreas.
Bruh.
And he's a diabetic now. But everything's good. We're good. We're gonna keep going on with our food reviews. Who knows what else we'll be doing. I mean, I've got some stuff here on the table that I found on New Year's Eve that I've been dying to try here. But we just haven't gotten to that point yet. Vito just got out of the hospital, so that's it, guys. That's it. But everything's good. Vito's good. And look for us in upcoming videos. You got this, bro.
Yep.
We'll see you in the next video. Bye.